I know that you hurt your foot, and I got you a gift. We're going to play it right now.
Oh, good.
What did President Clinton or President Clinton wannabe?
He campaigned so much for Hillary Clinton.
What we should be focusing on are the continued lies of the Clinton administration.
How does it make you feel knowing that in one world you won?
I've noticed this seems to be a theme with them.
Right.
Yes. And I can only say, if they want to make that world a reality, I'm still ready.
Jokes aside, though, I know there are a lot of people who wish you were president, especially on a day like today, especially on a day like yesterday. An attack happens in New York. People want a leader to come out and not just come out, but a leader who can embody what people are feeling and speak to their fears and their concerns, someone who can pronounce diversity. When you see Donald Trump speaking and when you see his rhetoric in and around what happened, how does that make you feel, and what do you think you would be doing differently?
Well, it's so disappointing, Trevor, because, you know, I was a senator from New York on 9/11. I was with President Obama through a lot of difficult decisions as his Secretary of State. I obviously saw my husband responding to tragedies, attacks, the Oklahoma City bombing. And what you want in a president is what I think the three men I just mentioned delivered, and that is trying to bring the country together, talk about what happened with the event that they are concerned about, but not to point fingers, not to scapegoat, right, not to try to set Americans against each other. And unfortunately, that just is not part of the job that our current president accepts or is willing to perform. You know, of course he can have his own point of view and push his policies. That goes with the job.
Right.
But not to continue to divide Americans against each other. So he just doesn't have any empathy. And you can disagree with somebody over all kinds of partisan issues, but you want to have a president who can try to put himself into the shoes, the feelings of somebody else, and right, he has not been able to do that.
It's interesting that you point out the divide, because in America's politics right now, it feels like the latency between an event and the politicizing has been shortened. And I mean in terms of people fighting each other over the event. Russia has latched onto this.
Yes, they have.
One popular narrative that has emerged has been the Clinton dossier, the document involving Donald Trump and P, which has now come out as a document that the DNC and your campaign worked to pay for. Now, people say, Hillary, is there a difference between your team paying for this opposition research and Donald Trump's people working with the Russians to influence the election? Is there a difference?
Of course there is. And, you know, I think most serious people understand that. This was research started by a Republican donor during the Republican primary. And then when Trump got the nomination for the Republican Party, the people doing it came to my campaign lawyer and said, you know, would you like us to continue it?
Right.
And he said yes. He's an experienced lawyer. He knows what the law is. He knows what opposition research is. And, you know, from my perspective, it didn't come out before the election, as we all know. And what also didn't come out, which I think is an even bigger problem, as I write in the book, is that the American people didn't even know that the FBI was investigating the Trump campaign because of connections with Russia, starting in the summer of 2016.
Right.
So I know that voters should have had that information. That's something that may have influenced some people. And it's part of what happens in a campaign where you get information that may or may not be useful, and you try to make sure anything you put out into the public arena is accurate. And
right,
so this thing didn't come out until after the election, and it's still being evaluated. But the fact of the FBI investigation into the Trump campaign and Russia should have come out.